Everybody's tall here, isn't they? Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for this honor of being here, and also the wonderful award. And I just want to, thank the president of IMC, Hassan Khan, and for the invitation also, and to the Professor Hassan Syed. I think he was speaking probably 2 or 3 languages while he was up here. The only one I understood was English. And such as India, is that not true? Pluralism and different languages, and I think that that's kind of the great lesson I have learned in Congress, is that when you talk about India, you talk about one continent, perhaps some common history, but certainly a continent that is the largest, and now I just learned, the oldest democracy in this world. I didn't know it was the oldest. But the principles of the democracy are not much different from what our country is supposed to practice. Not all the time do we practice it as individual citizens or even as members of Congress. And so I'm really pleased that the Vice Consul General Anas Kumarja?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call him Prime Minister from now on. And my good friend Imam Saeed Shakir. We see each other quite often in different functions. And I guess one of the things I'm going to have to really attempt to do is to at least recognize different languages. I did a little bit good in understanding that there's different languages spoken. But in spite of all the languages that may be spoken, there's one thing certain, that the organization, the IAMC, has one main purpose, and that is to make sure that we guarantee the principles and the guarantees that our Constitution has espoused for all those who are here, or all those who either citizens or non-citizens. And to the professor, you made a comment about going to the consulate and being treated right or something like that, but I think all of us still get nervous when we go through TSA. And when we become comfortable going through TSA, then I will know that this country has matured enough to make sure that they make all people who go through our borders and through our airports and our modes of transportation, that each person is seen as a human being, full of peace, full of unity, and full of what we call brotherhood and sisterhood. And I think that your community, when you invite folks like myself, I appreciate it, because I do learn something every time. I have to tell you, though, that we may have to make double efforts to bring young people from our own communities to visit other countries overseas, so that when they come home here and they see the diaspora of India, that they will not feel uncomfortable, but they will see familiarity. This country is a country of diasporas. You get it. But our country's leadership sometimes are a little bit behind. I was going to say our leadership in our country sometimes is ignorant. And I guess that's what it is. We're ignorant. And when we tell each other and we try to teach each other about the diaspora in this country, the richness of the human resources that we have in this country, we try to tell them that and give them that knowledge and information. If they do not learn, then in my book of dictionaries, they're not ignorant no more, they're stupid. And this craziness and stupidity that exists in our Congress that all of us need to work together to eliminate. And we do that by the kinds of functions that IAMC does function. It's your three things here: peace, pluralism, and social justice. The common thread that we have in my community and your communities is the search for security and peace, and also the security and the understanding that our children will have social justice. I was noting that young children here in this gathering, it is good. It is good because even though they don't seem like they're paying attention, they're here with you on a purpose. And over time, they will understand and learn what it is that you're doing every time you gather together as members of this organization. That they will learn and understand and have a deep sense of who they are and what they're about, what their rights and their responsibilities are as a member of your community, of their community, of their religion, of their ethnicity, of their language, but also as American citizens in this country. And that they should not expect any less than what we extend to everybody else in this country. Respect, acceptance. I try to get away from the word tolerance because it sounds like we're just putting up with people. But acceptance and nurturing and embracing each other. And that it's good that these youngsters are here today. And so I commend you as parents and as adults of this organization on this day of Indian Republic, Indian independence. I noted that when you declared independence in 1947, the Constitution was ratified and accepted in 1950. That's only 3 years. You look at our country, we declared independence in 1776. It wasn't until another 11 years that we had ratified the Constitution. So, we're slower maybe, and we'll get there. We'll get there. And so the impact and the contribution that you do provide to this country is not only in the area of education, it's not only the area of science and technology. For sure, this valley would not be Silicon Valley without your presence and your contributions. We would not be Silicon Valley. With your presence, we've also learned, continue to learn, how to get along. But also, I want you to remain firm in the fact that when anybody challenges you as to why you're here, be secure in the fact that we will be there at your side. We have your back, but we're at your side because we all, as community members, need to lead this country into the future for the benefit of our children. And that we don't have to listen to all the songs that the cat asks us to sing. And we don't need to have the complete warmth. And I don't think that keeping our mouth shut is a good idea either. Because when something happens, we need to speak up. We do. And that's why you need to also expect that someone in our office speak up for our communities, because we are brothers and sisters. And not to be afraid of people who are misled, like a colleague of mine who's a congressman in New York. We won't say his name, but we do know who we're talking about. Our agencies who may be less misled by putting tracking devices on some of our young people. They say it's legal, but it's not appropriate, I don't think. So there are many things that in this country we need to change, and those changes will come only when you speak up, and let your voices be known and your expectation of this country. For those expectations are no different than when the signers and the authors of our Constitution wrote the Constitution of the United States. They recognized that they were imperfect. They recognized that they had problems among themselves. They recognized that they were trying to break away from another regime. And in their imperfection, they wrote the Constitution. And I know that they were looking at their imperfection and trying to have a government for all of our people and by all the people. And the reason I know that they knew that this was a document to look at our imperfections, that they had a phrase in the Constitution. It said, in order to form a more perfect union, we hold these truths to be self-evident. And so, knowing that there's much to do, I have to constantly remind myself that we're not a perfect nation, and that's why we're involved, and to make it more perfect for our children, our children's children. And so I want to commend the IAMC for your work, and not to hide your name or your religion or your affiliation, but to put it out in front for all to see. Enjoy and respect. So I join you in that effort. And so again, I want to thank the Indian American Muslim Council for having me today. And please know that you have more friends in Congress than you realize. It's just that you just have to knock on their doors and show your face and share your issues. Put your face and issues together so that they know that what you are asking for is right and proper. Again, thank you very much.